Alright, so this is, not only is this George Dickel 9-year, this is an Ohio liquor store pick. 9-year, 103 proof, I believe. Let me check. 103.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, let's see what we think. The only Dickel I've really tried that I enjoyed was the rye.
Yeah.
So, we'll end this, but...
It's sweet. It's a little chalky.
It's a relatively light nose compared to some of the stuff we've had recently.
For sure. Like, especially for the proof.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is excluding the red breast cask strength, this is the strongest thing we've had. But I don't want to say it has the lightest nose because we're comparing against some really light whiskeys here.
Right.
But of the around 100 proof, this is the lightest.
Yeah, it's sweet, chalky, a little bit of raspberry.
Little bit of vanilla.
Faintest bit, yeah. Like, this is like a chewy, fruity nose for a bourbon. Well, it's not exactly a bourbon, it's a Tennessee whiskey.
It's a Tennessee,
but
so it's a sour mash. Sour mash Tennessee whiskey.
Sour mash with the, what is it, the Lincoln Press finish or whatever?
Yes. Whatever they call it, yes.
It's the Lincoln something finish.
But it's a pleasant nose.
It's really sweet. It's very pleasant and it's very sweet. I don't know how else to
It's not
describe
like it almost reminds me if you took the Buffalo Trace kosher but made it not candy sweetness.
So like a Smartie sweetness.
Almost, yes. Like more like the essence of the fruit, not a candied fruit, if that makes sense.
That's spicy.
Yes,
oh, that's very spicy.
It's spicy, but it's also vanilla and creamy too. It's like if you put
the spice, you can tell that's where the you can tell that's where it's a Tennessee whiskey and not a bourbon.
Not necessarily, because the charcoal finish is supposed to mellow it out. I think that the spice has to do with the barrel itself that they used, and if it's a 9-year, that actually makes a little bit of sense.
Yes. Yeah.
This tastes so much like the coffees in nicotine pouches.
No, it doesn't. I know how much what that tastes like because that was one of the worst things I've ever tasted in my life. I don't hate this.
I do get a little bit of almost like coffee bean.
I would agree with that.
I get it's more as it lingers on the finish. I do get a coffee bean note. You're not 100% crazy.
To me, this tastes like all I can taste is those nicotine. I mean, I chew those every day, so like maybe I'm just a dumbass, but like
it definitely has almost a rye spice to it.
It does have like a bitter, dark note,
but like a baking spice kind of rye spice, not like an herbal, not like thyme, basil, dill, not like that kind of a spice, and not like a peppery kind of spice. It's definitely a like
nutmeg, cinnamon, pepper, and I agree with that. And to an extent, I agree with the coffee. I don't think it's the same extent as the Zin coffee packs because I actually almost threw up from those.
I'm definitely getting coffee bean notes from
no, there's definitely coffee bean notes.
For sure.
Like not
especially on the finish.
Yes. I'm getting a little bit of like not almost cacao, not actual cocoa.
Yeah.
Not powder, not chocolate. Straight up cacao bean.
I can agree with that because it's a green dark flavor, not like a dry dark flavor. It's like a green fresh dark flavor.
I was gonna say for how dark the finish is, especially, it's very bright in general. Like or this light, it's not necessarily consistent with a lot of the dark flavor profile we've had.
Like this is very rich. Like that's the best way to describe it is rich. I can't say decadent because it's not sweet and it's not like
it has some sweet notes, but it's like the dry versions of the sweet notes.
Right, like dark chocolate.
Or unprocessed chocolate, like unsweetened chocolate. Coffee,
like coffee beans, like pure coffee beans.
The more I'm sipping on it, the more it's lingering. The more of what I'm getting is like almost like a bean, but like any type of sweetness I'm getting is maybe a little vanilla bean, but again, it's not like a sweetness.
It's not creamy. It's like the vanilla bean plant.
Right, precisely.
Maybe a little bit of brown sugar is what sweetens it because
and
raw
that would make
brown
sense
sugar,
in a 9-year.
Yeah, because it's like
raw brown sugar, like you were probably about to say, is that it's not necessarily sweet, but it has those kind of sweet notes.
Right. Because, like, you can process brown sugar to be very sweet, but this isn't very sweet. It just has, like,
It's in its rawest form.
Actually, no, it's not brown sugar. It's molasses.
Yes.
I would say molasses.
Yes. Again, in its rawest form, where
Yes.
it's not sweet, but it has that kind of flavor.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm getting on the nose, too, now that I'm thinking about is molasses. Like, the darkest, like, almost blackstrap rum molasses.
Yes. It almost does have rum notes, but not in the sweet sense. It has, like, the notes, but not the sweetness.
It has the notes, but not, like, the rum esters. Because rum has a very specific, like, ester content that this doesn't have.
Yes.
But
it,
like,
it has something that sugarcane can give that this cannot. And molasses can give that this cannot.
But this is a very, I guess dark is the best way to put it. This is a very dark whiskey.
So
Like,
I have to ask then, what are your thoughts on it? Because
this
is a single barrel, and it's a store pick.
This is really good. Like, I mean, this is coming from somebody who loves dark chocolate and black coffee. Like, this is a really good whiskey. It's not something I would drink every day.
Considering Dickel can be very hit or miss with people depending on what you get, it tells you the 9 year is something like I would consider trying the Fine Wine and Good Spirits pick when it comes out.
I definitely would.
Because
like, I would not hesitate.
Because of how this Ohio liquor pick is.
Like, this is an easy 7 out of 10.
I can agree.
Like, this is a 7 out of 10. It's a very,
I have to be in a mood for it because,
whiskey.
again, you want a dark whiskey. I feel like this would contrast pretty well with having, like, a pretty sweet dessert, like a pie or a cake. Having something a little bit, like a chocolate cake, for example. Having a little bit of that, it takes away a little bit of the sweetness, but still gives you the flavor.
You know what I would want this with?
Yeah.
Tiramisu. This would be phenomenal with tiramisu.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
I'm also an Italian food nerd, so tiramisu is one of my favorite desserts.
That was the most pretentious sentence I've ever heard in my life.
You know what?
No, I'm just a fucking Italian. Get off my ass.
You're right, but I do have to agree.
I'm right. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying it was a very pretentious sentence.
Are you calling Italians pretentious? You want to fucking go?
Hey, hey, oh, hey, oh,
Hey, oh!
hey, oh,
Break
hey.
my fucking ankles, I dare you. I'd love it.
No, I'm just gonna shove a pizza up your ass.
That's kind
Even
of
better.
There you go.
Alright, so I think the verdict on George Dickel is this is really good.
This is, it's a very, very good whiskey. Like the 9
This
year,
is an under $50 bottle. Keep that in mind. This is like in the 40 to 50 range.
that just adds to it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm basing this off of the taste. This is a 7 out of 10.
Factor in the price. I think I'd bump it up to an 8.
If I had to factor in price, I would bump it up to an 8. But I don't like to factor in price with my flavor ratings.
Right. Flavor rating, yes, 7. But if we're talking all around, we do have to consider price because, you know, that is something that people are going to consider when they're going to buy this. But, no, this is... See why I've been waiting for you to try this? I figured you'd like it.
I've been wanting to try it. It just hasn't popped up.
It hasn't popped up because we get so much new shit that we can't throw this in because we have too much new shit to try. It's nice that we had enough stuff that we've been kind of sitting on for a little to actually try it.
No, this is a very good dark whiskey, and as someone who loves like black coffee,
I'm kind of sad that the regular one is probably not to this degree because it's a store pick. There's probably nuances to it that we will never get again.
Probably not, and you know,
But I'm partially okay with that because it means I'm gonna savor every bit of this bottle.
yeah, for sure, savor all of it, and at the same time,
It's worth noting, I got this for free.
Yeah.
So.
And we also still don't know what the standard 9-year tastes like. For all we know, it could still be a dark.
I've only had the rye and the 8.
Right.
Which is not an 8-year. That's the number 8.
Right.
So that's their essentially.
Standard.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of like regular Jack Daniels versus this being the Jack Single Barrel.
Yeah. So like Dickel number 8 is the equivalent of Jack number 9.
Yes, precisely.